Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Sunday night live stream. I'm your host, Lizanne. And here we'll be talking about some recent news in the Power Rangers community. Right now, it's just me, but I have sent a link to a few others to see if they want to join the live stream. So, yeah, it's been a few weeks. Because of health issues, I wasn't really able to have time to do live streams. But, now, because I am officially, now after my health has gotten back together, I'm officially decided to do another live stream. So, yay! Well, isn't that exciting? So, okay, stop the music. So, right now, what we're doing is officially, so we're going to first start with the main topic of this live stream / podcast, and that is, you've read the title, Goodbye Hasbro, Hello Paramount. Yeah. So, I'll show you the article. So I'll present this. Right here. New Power Rangers movie reportedly in development, and it's a complete reboot. Okay. So I'll read the article for you. It wasn't that long ago that Power Rangers was on the verge of an internet-connected franchise that spanned film and TV, which Hasbro was developing with Netflix and Paramount. Unfortunately, after a while, with not much in the way of news, that franchise reboot never materialized, but that may not be the case any longer. A report from Daniel Rickman has stated that a new movie seems to be in early development at Paramount. While not much is known as far as the story goes, another report from Jim Saku says that it is a complete reboot and not tied to the previous Netflix project at all. So yeah, we are getting another reboot movie, which, take that what you will, I guess, from Paramount. Hasbro and Paramount have been in negotiations for a few months and eventually made some substantial progress in those discussions. If things pan out as they hoped, Paramount and Skydance will retain the media rights for Power Rangers and are moving fast on developing the new film. So, pretty much that means that post-merger, Paramount's probably going to own the rights to Power Rangers show-wise, so it means they're probably going to be selling it to them, or they're just going to outsource it to them. So yeah, no longer will it be an in-house Hasbro production. It will officially now be a Paramount production. So we're in a new era of Power Rangers, the Paramount era, or Paramount Skydance era, I guess. And it is noted that a buyout of the property was discussed, and both companies remain open to the option. But it will come down to the right price to make that happen. At the moment, though, both parties are working together on the film, and is slated to be a theatrical release. Sources are saying for a late 2026 release, so 2 years, and the studio is aware of what happened to the 2017 reboot, and they are being cautious and attempting to pick the best release date possible for an official announcement. There are no story details and no information yet available on whether or not this will be a reboot of MMPR specifically, or if they will blend elements from other stories and teams in the franchise. MMPR does seem like the most obvious choice, but we'll have to wait and see. This does, however, tie into a previous statement from Hasbro president Oliver Dumont on the brand. So perhaps this is the exciting plans he was referred to. So, yeah. Now, you were like, oh, this is just a Jinsaku link, so that's not reliable. Well, the fact that it's more than one person doing it, I'm more inclined to believe it. Plus, this does follow a pattern with Power Rangers previously, where Saban first sold it to Disney back in the day. I don't know the amount of money it was sold to. It was with the entire Fox Family block, but then Disney gave up on it after RPM, and then in 2010 there was the whole revision thing, which I will not show you for copyright reasons, but it's bad. But then they decide, and soon Saban swooped in and bought back the property, and Disney was more than happy to sell it because they didn't really want the franchise anymore. Not that they wanted it in the first place, though, but still. And then Saban felt that he was done with Power Rangers permanently, so it was moved over to Hasbro, and it looks like it's going to be moved over to Paramount. It is interesting to see a Power Rangers movie being fast-tracked by Paramount, which does show that it is motivated to invest in another potential major franchise. Hasbro has had a number of changes in regards to how it finances its film projects, and Power Rangers specifically has had a roller coaster rides since its initial purchase by Hasbro. Well, I wouldn't say more a roller coaster ride. More so, it's been like one of those boring wait lines to get to the roller coaster, I guess you can say. Hasbro has had mostly paused things on the franchise front after the 30th anniversary, yes, which saw the release of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury and the 30th anniversary special Once and Always. Since then, Hasbro hasn't announced anything outside of Netflix's in development universe, even pausing the Lightning Collection and most other toy lines. This year, Hasbro has announced that starting in 2025, Playmates Toys will be taking on the Power Rangers license. Hopefully, we'll get some official reveals for the upcoming toy line 2025. So, looks like they're going to give up on the toy license to Playmates. That's been talked about previously. So, it looks like they're going to be fully selling the franchise. So, yeah, Hasbro won't be owning it after 2026, from what I've heard. We are honored to work with Hasbro on the reimagination of this. So, this is a quote. That stuff's old news, but so essentially, what this means is that following 2026, like 2 years, it doesn't look like Hasbro is going to be owning the show. Which, again, I'm not really that surprised that they're considering selling the show, because if you've been paying attention to recent years, Hasbro has been, like, they just didn't seem to know what they're doing with the franchise, similar to Disney almost back in the day. Now, I'm not saying that Paramount is going to be the savior of Power Rangers. Like, no. If you forget, it was on a Paramount-owned channel, Nickelodeon, where Power Rangers had to go with 20 episodes, and it caused them to have to do super seasons. So it was partially them that caused Power Rangers to be in the pickle that it is today, unfortunately. So, with that in mind, we'll probably see. So, it's kind of unlikely we're going to see, like, continuations of, like, the Power Rangers show as we know it. If they do, and it looks like they're going to possibly do an animated series from what I've heard. I don't know if that's fully true, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would love the idea of an animated Power Rangers show. So, I don't have anyone with me, so I will show you a few other videos. I'll start with a fan club, because I think... Let me show you. Eh. So, and just FYI, I will be talking about it, like, sort of responding to it. To see if there are anything I would agree with his takes on. That was the wrong one. I recommend you watch his video first. Note that I am trying to be transformative here, so I will sort of comment on it. So, this is just me commenting on it, okay?
So it's about 10 o'clock on Christmas night, and my phone has been blowing up with some very, very special information. We are happy to report.
I mean, so is mine, yeah. I would agree. Like, it was blowing up with information. I think it was your video that got me interested, fan club. I don't know who his name is, but
that Paramount is working on a new.
Also, I'm going to speed up the video a little bit because I don't want to get caught with copyright infringement. So, yeah, that's not the right one. That's not the one we want.
Power Rangers project. We don't know much, but it sounds very promising. Let's get into it. Hit that intro, Rangers.
You are watching the fan club.
You're watching the fan club.
And you're watching the fan club. Do you know what time it is?
Okay, let me.
So happy to have you guys for this video. Now, I'm probably not going to have this video up until like 11 o'clock at night, but I don't care. This will be part 1, and then I'm going to sleep on it and hit you with a part 2 tomorrow. I am so excited. We have some Power Ranger news, and not just some little news. No offense, but it's not about the game. It's not about the toys, which I'm super excited about. Playmates next year, man. I can't wait. But this is about an upcoming.
I'm not as optimistic about Playmates, okay? Like, since they're probably going to do another Dino Megazord thing, like, we're still going to have that problem with them NPR's nostalgia. Like, that problem's never going to die, unfortunately. I wish it just did. And just let every Power Ranger season just not fully connect with them NPR and just let them be their own show, their own thing.
I mean, Power Ranger project with Paramount involved. Paramount, as you guys know, has been killing it with the Sonic the Hedgehog series. I think that they can sprinkle some of that magic.
I have not seen the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, obviously. I never really played the games. I do have one of them, so make that what you will, I guess. But yeah, I've never played the Sonic games, so that's why I've never really watched the movies. I don't know if I really need to play the games to really understand them, or maybe some of the lore, I don't know, but yeah, it is generally, like, I don't see so maybe they're good, maybe they're not. I think the third Sonic movie came out recently, so it's currently beating the Mufasa live action remake, because of course it was.
2 Power Rangers. Now, how exactly did we get here? If you guys remember, we had a Power Ranger project that was originally announced back in 2020, and they announced it alongside Paramount Pictures, and then it turned into a Netflix project that Jonathan Entwistle was going to direct, and Brian Edward Hill was confirmed to write the script. Now, this movie...
Yeah. So, yeah, no, they're no longer... Netflix is no longer in the deal, so it's going to be a Paramount project, apparently.
Got hit with every single bump in the road. We're talking about COVID, actor strike, writer strike. And then in June of 2024, it was announced that the adjacent TV series would no longer move forward, with Hasbro now in search of a new developer.
Okay.
Yes, folks, we never got the movie, and we heard the movie was going to be turned into a TV series, and it never actually happened, to the point that Netflix is now moving on from Power Rangers entirely.
Yeah, I think that one I already know, so that's in
every show within the next 5 years. Pluto TV to Tubi to having its own Roku channel to having most of the episodes on. Announced that Hasbro no longer desires to finance film or television projects based on their IPs due to recent flops, leaving the fate of the reboot unknown. That pretty much means that if somebody wants to make a Power Rangers project, they're going to have to finance it themselves. Now, a big studio like Paramount could actually do it, all right? a lot of different people are talking about.
Yeah, I think they can, though. There's the whole thing with, Paramount being financially unstable, which is why I've sort of
this, and there isn't a lot of meat to the bone for the news. I mean, it is a giant wing, but that's about it. That's all we get. We don't get the thigh. We don't hear that we're breaking this news, but I want to go on over to a Power Rangers group that I'm in, and a fused with unique superpowers and harness, and Brian Edward Hill. So back in feels good. Now, we don't know if it's going to be Jonathan Entwistle and Brian Edward Hill. It might be somebody different, but it's still exciting. Now,
I don't think Entwistle is going to continue with Power Rangers. Maybe it's going to be someone else. I don't know. But, so, yeah, simply, I don't see it being Jonathan Entwistle again. I think it's probably going to be someone else. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be an animated movie. Something like Spider-Verse or something. Or the new Ultraman movie. Which I assume that was the whole thing behind Paramount getting the franchise or something.
Heather put up some good information. I want to just read what they have to say. We got good news on Movie Insider website. It says Power Rangers, Hasbro Studios, and Paramount Pictures, including the director Jonathan Entwistle. So yeah, it's in development at the moment, and it is proof that the Power Rangers movie project is still going. She goes on to say that Power Rangers is not dead. Also, could we see a Power Ranger Sonic crossover? Oh my lord, that would be insane. I doubt that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't see there being a Sonic crossover. Maybe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover if it's going to be anywhere near similar to, like, I don't know, the Mutant Mayhem movie if it's animated. That would be interesting. Maybe it's going to be live action. Apparently they're also doing an animated series, so that's
happen. I could see new stuff. This means a lot. And the reason why we can continue to make stuff like this. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to coming back to Nickelodeon. This is crazy. We're going to talk about it, break it down, hit that intro, Rangers. We hear that Hasbro and Paramount are working on a Power Rangers collab, and now
okay, so I'm not going to go through watching all these videos. I will link to the videos over in the comments, so fan club videos. Hold on. It's always this new glitch. It's always those vid. Ads off. But I will show you these videos right here. The links are right here. So if you want to watch them to see his take further, I'm not going to go through watching the whole video because that's going to make the live stream go much longer than I think it should. But yeah, so it looks like, again, Power Rangers just will not be under Hasbro's belt any longer. Which, again, it was following a similar pattern to, Disney dropped Power Rangers back in the day after it was sold to them by Saban for the whole Fox family block thing. Honestly, and then, of course, Saban dropped Power Rangers after the failure of the 2017 movie and sold it to Hasbro, which also meant Bandai no longer has the toy license. So it looks like Hasbro's going to be giving up on both the show and the toy license, so they're not going to like finance anything like in-house. So they're going to be like outsourcing it to Paramount and possibly even selling the show rights to them. And the toy license, they're letting Playmates do the toys, so maybe they're going to sell the toy license to them too. So looks like Hasbro's not even going to have the show, or not even going to have Power Rangers anymore. So that's why I say goodbye Hasbro and hello Paramount, I guess. I'm not as optimistic as Fan Club is about the future. It'll probably just be maybe the same show. Plus, again, Power Rangers still won't escape, the 20 episode per season thing that's been plaguing it for many years. Don't think they're going to do like the super season again. I'm not optimistic that they're going to return to like traditional Sentai adaptations either, because maybe that ship's kind of sailed, but also I don't know if Paramount's interested in Super Sentai. So who knows how long it's going to last under Paramount. Usually Power Rangers doesn't usually last that long under certain companies. Like previously, so Power Rangers started with under Saban from like 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. About 10 years under Saban. Then it was sold to Disney. And then there was like Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, SPD, Mystic Force, Overdrive, Jungle Fury, RPM. So then there was a reversion. So about 8 years. 8 years under the Disney brand. Then it was sold back to Saban, and we had Samurai, Super Samurai, Mega Force, Super Mega Force, Dino Charge, Supercharge, Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel, or Super Steel. So that would be 8 years under Saban. 8 seems to be like a magic number for Power Rangers, I guess. So, and then it was bought by Hasbro, so you had Beast Morphers 2 seasons, Dino Fury 2 seasons, then a half season of Cosmic Fury, so 5 years. And if we count this year where they didn't do anything, that would be 6 years. So the average, according to that, would probably just be another 8 years under Paramount or something. So that would mean like 6 years under. That would mean, again, 6 years under Paramount. About 8 years under Paramount, so probably would last from like, 2025 till about like, I don't know, 2033 or so. And who knows who they would sell it to afterwards. Like, if they were to go back to doing Sentai adaptations, which I'm not optimistic that they're going to do that, which is another reason why I'm not super optimistic about anything Power Rangers related. It would be from, I think, about like the ones that would be adapted. I don't think they would try Zyuohger again. I think it's already outdated footage. Q-Ranger, I think they technically tried that, failed. I don't think they're going to try that again. Tokyuger, they already got a few monster costumes, so they're not going to adapt it ever. So those ones are just not going to be adapted. Then there's Zenkaiger. Nope. The way the numbers are oriented, there's no way they're just going to adapt Zenkaiger. And Dawn Brothers, I think that's too Eastern oriented. Not to sound racist, but I think that with how much they would want the show to be as American as possible, I don't see them trying Dawn Brothers. Kira Major, that could be possible. I think Hasbro did work on the aesthetic for Kira Major. Then King Oger, a lot of people in the West are into fantasy. You haven't just seen Game of Thrones. Then Boom Boomger, I mean, cars are popular here in the US, so probably. Gojuger, it's the most recent one, so by all means, they could adapt that. Like, I don't know, Solar Nexus, Beetle Royale, Nitro Racers, Primal Thunder, I don't know. Something like that, but yeah, so I don't think that it's likely to just go back to the Sentai adaptations. I think that ship sailed already. So that's honestly my take. It's probably just going to be the animated series. If they do bring back a live action TV series, probably to save cost, they would have to do Sentai adaptations. Because I think they blew their load on Cosmic Fury and Once and Always. And I don't think Paramount's going to want to risk that. So if they do anything live action, it would be either for the movies or just straight Sentai adaptations. Other than that, again, just to cut costs, cut corners. If they're going to film, possibly that means they're probably just going to move productions to Canada because it's easier and more convenient for them. That's what I would expect. I think there's been rumors about moving film production over to Canada. So I honestly and this is not scripted, okay? So you're wondering why I'm at a loss for words at times. I'm honestly just kind of pessimistic. I'll just say good luck to you guys at Paramount for powering as the potential new owners of the franchise. I wouldn't say you're the best candidate for the Power Rangers license, but I think that I just hope that you guys understand what Power Rangers fans want. Again, just don't cater too much to the MMPR nostalgia. We've been through that so many times already. That's why a lot of fans have become disinterested. Just try something a little different. Like, make the animated series, like, an entirely new theme or something. Same with the movie. Like, do something like Spider-Verse. Like, if you're gonna go animated, do something similar to Spider-Verse. Obviously, I don't want to see, like, a Bayformers type Power Rangers movie. I think we technically got that with the 2017 reboot, and I haven't heard that many good things about it, so I'm not interested in watching that. I think even, Saban and Hasbro hated it. So I just hope they don't go in that direction. Probably not the Avengers direction. I hope that it doesn't try to copy the MCU, because we saw DC try to copy MCU, and you all know that failed. So I think Power Rangers already has an extended universe, so you could do the multiverse thing. Like Power Rangers across the multiverse. That would be a cool thing. Or across the Rangerverse, or around the Rangerverse, I don't know. Just, again, to cash in on Spider-Man. I would if it is live action, probably would expect something similar to the MCU. I hope not. Because Power Rangers is its own identity compared to something MCU like. Same thing with Bayformers. It should be distinctly different from that stuff. Again, I'd say just go animated for the movies and the TV series, because that would give it its own unique identity, make it more similar to something like again, Spider-Verse, but also there was a recent animated Ultraman movie, and I think people like that, so I haven't seen it, so go ahead and watch that. Maybe something similar to that, or Mutant Mayhem, since that's actually directly from Paramount, I think. It would be interesting if they, tried to do a crossover with it with Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. knowing Paramount, they probably will. Especially since Playmates is likely to own it. So maybe since Playmates also owns Winx Club, maybe we could also see a crossover between Power Rangers and Winx Club, since they're both about transforming heroes. I've only seen the first season of Winx Club. Thought it was okay. Part of season 2, kind of zoned out of it. Like it had a pretty Winx Club had a pretty rough start. Let's just be real, but I don't know if I will ever watch the Nickelodeon seasons of Winx Club. I think it's viewed similarly to how Power Rangers on Nickelodeon has been with the Neo Saban era. So now I'm gonna tell you guys like about where I've been at, sort of mentally. So on my political beliefs about the election, I'll just say this to you. I am kind of disappointed. And I'm a little worried about the implementation of Project 2025. That being said, this is a pretty funny thing. I'm actually working on a document that is a response to it called Project 2029, the Progressive Pledge Ordinance for Governance, I guess, just as a mandate for leadership, the conservative promise, like, Project 2025. Like, maybe just a left-wing response to it, just stick it to them. I have my own idea on how to structure it. I've done most of the executive branch section. I haven't done the legislative branch yet. I'll just summarize like my ideas. I will not show you any of this because I don't want anyone to be spoiled. I'll release it once I release it. I'll probably send it out to a few other fellow progressives, like maybe Humanist Report. See what they think and see what needs to be improved just before I can finally release it. I will say, one cabinet department, no matter what my political beliefs are, needs a complete overhaul. Would probably be the Department of Commerce. Like, if you've seen that department, like, there are offices that they should be running, like the Department of, like, the Trade Representative and Small Business Association, that for some reason they don't run, and they're separate offices. So I don't really get that. So really, they should be part of it. And they weirdly run the census, which I don't know why they, of all departments, run it. I think that should be its own department. Maybe something like Department of Arts and Culture, which I've come up with my own new ideas. Department of Science and Technology. That one's an interesting one since we've already got an office of that. We would also have it run the FCC as well as NASA and the National Science Foundation. So that's basically how I would do the Department of Science and Technology. Like, make that into a full department or something. Same thing with Environmental Protection Agency. I would make that into an entire government department called the Department of Environmental Protection, or just Department of the Environment. I don't know. Dedicated to environmental protection, of course. And a Department of Arts and Culture that could potentially run the National Archives and the NEA, Endowment of Arts, I think is what it's called, as well as the census, because I think they should run that. Something like that should run the census and not commerce for some reason. Since census, like, showcases what our current culture sort of looks like, I guess. Like, something like that. All I'll say is it's kind of fortunate that you would need probably 60 votes to abolish a government department, but it's also unfortunate that you need I think you also need 60 votes to establish one. So that's what I would change. That's without spoiling anything from Project 2029. I'm also still working on that fantasy book. I've switched from first perspective over to third perspective because I think that would work better for a book, because I don't want to like do the whole Heroes of Olympus, jumping from perspective to perspective. I just kind of hate that kind of thing. So I think just having, a single narrator document each character would actually make a bit more sense. I still also have a few fan fictions. They're out there. They're actually on the subreddit for Witch, so you can look that up for yourself. Wizard, Wizard. So you can. It's called Guardians of the Veil, I think. You can look that up. It's their own subreddit. I've also joined the Xenofilms Media Discord. No, I don't think I'm part of the organization, even though we're from the same state. But if we could collaborate on some of my fan fictions, I'd be down to it. Maybe even adapt some of my books. I don't know, but that's or just a book trailer. I don't know. Since I don't have anything else on mine right now, I'm gonna end the live stream right here. So this is the last live stream of the year before 2025. And considering the next administration, I am dreading 2025. All I'll say is I'm looking forward to the second season of Percy Jackson. I don't have Disney Plus, so I may have to do it with alternative means. So, oh gosh, I hope the FBI doesn't get me. And I may have to use a VPN to access TikTok because it's probably going to get banned. Though I think they're suspending the ban until the Supreme Court can make a final decision on it. I personally myself am not a fan of it, and I think one of the TikTok ban things, as well as the whole Palestine thing, was a reason why a lot of Gen Z voters moved towards the Republicans. Especially Gen Z men, so that's probably a huge reason. So, anyways, I'm going to end the live stream here, the last live stream of the year. This is Nicholas Zanny signing, and I'll be working on my animated elimination series. It's still going along, so I'm almost halfway done with the episode, so with the first episode, so I think we'll be premiering sooner or later. I just gotta get the actual, challenge done. So I've got all the contestants, I've got the intro, so it'll be edited together sooner or later, so this is Nicholas Zanny. Till then, this is Nicholas Zanny signing off for the last time in 2024. No, I'm not leaving. This is just the last stream of 2024.